from the wise, never catch girls among swine. It's just a waste of time, cause they can't see you shine when you walk amongst the blind. Even when you reflect divine, divine. Word from the wise, never catch girls among swine. It's just a waste of time, cause they can't see you shine when you walk amongst the blind. Even when you reflect divine. Say, the truth is what I'm about to bring. Listen to the message I sing. I want to shine like diamond ring for you, for you, for you. The truth is what I'm about to bring. Listen to the message I sing. I want to shine like diamond ring for you. I want to thank God for the gift that He granted to me, to break down things so you can see the truth, the light, with all my soul. From funk, jazz, and rock and roll, I say wicked men rule what's overdue. A revolution you and I may come true. We all born sinner and we won't break free until we overcome hypocrisy. So stop pointing finger, reach to the sky, listen to the message, hold your head high, say na 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 na. Hey, we need to stop speculating and move into action. The war isn't waiting, it's just getting disastrous. Time to change the way we think, what we say, what we do, strategize, find the clues to build and execute. We are the ones that's chosen, chosen. The enemy is closing, closing. They got the masses hypnotized. It's time for us to open their eyes. Word from the wise, never catch girls among swine. It's just a waste of time, cause they can't see you shine when you walk amongst the blind. Even when you reflect divine, divine. Word from the wise, never catch girls among swine. It's just a waste of time, cause they can't see you shine when you walk amongst the blind. Even when you reflect divine, divine. Word from the wise, never catch girls among swine. It's just a waste of time, cause they can't see you shine when you walk amongst the blind. Even when you reflect divine, divine. Word from the wise, never catch pearls among swine. It's just a waste of time, cause they can't see you shine when you walk amongst the blind. Even when you reflect divine. Say, word from the wise, never catch pearls among swine. It's just a waste of time, cause they can't see you shine when you walk amongst the blind. Even when you reflect divine. Yeah, word from the wise, never catch pearls among swine. It's just a waste of time, cause they can't see you shine when you walk amongst the blind. Even when you reflect divine. Yeah.
We say that we must come to know the difference between mobilization and organization because the enemy will use mobilization to demobilize us. Mobilization is very easy. Very, very easy. Because since we're people who are instinctively ready to respond against acts of injustice, anytime there's one little act of injustice, we can blow it up and we'll find people who come and make some mass demonstration around it. Miss Sally lost a job. Let's rally. She'll get a job back. People will come and rally. So-and-so got kicked out of school because the teacher's unjust. The unjust, the people who come and rally, they will come to rally at issues. And this is what mobilization does. It mobilizes people around issues. Those of us who are revolutionary are not concerned with issues. We're concerned with the system. The difference must be properly understood. The difference must be properly understood. Mobilization usually leads to reform action, not to revolutionary action. If we would look scientifically at the October 16 million and more march, we would see clearly that this was a mobilized event, not an organized event. We must know clearly the difference between mobilization and organization. One of the characteristics of mobilization is that it is temporary. Organization is permanent and eternal. Clear differences must be made because the unconscious can usually be captured easily around one-issue items, around mobilization items, but it's hard to catch them around organization. But these unconscious must be brought to organization. We must transform mobilization to organization. We say the enemy will come and use mobilization to demobilize us. Many brothers and sisters who've been to the million and more march will say to you, I was there. Well, what are you doing today, my sister? I was there. There weren't too many sisters out there, but you know, with 1 million brothers together, you know where I had to be. I was there. And then, of course, you find brothers, yeah, I was there. I helped you. What are you doing today, brother? If we're not careful, we allow mobilization to become events. The struggle is never an event. It's a process, a continual, eternal process. We say it's our job to use mobilization to drive us to organization. You know our theme is organization. We want power. We don't want money. We don't want fame. We don't want fortune. We don't want popularity. We want power. Power. And power comes only from the organized masses. Power comes only from the organized masses. Therefore, since this is what we're concerned with, power, and we as a Pan-Africanist, we have every right to be concerned with it. Africa, after all, is the richest continent on the face of the earth. Properly organized, should be the most powerful continent on the face of the earth. Therefore, our drive towards power is clear. We want power, and we can only have power through the organized masses. Of course, capitalism, a system which in deforming our thinking always seeks to make it appear as if the organized masses is some unattainable goal. Even the other day, when speaking to a sister who's been involved in activities over a period of years, she said, Kwame Ture, so when you say a mass party, what do you mean? I said, I mean a mass party. She said, but the APRP goes everywhere in England, they go in the Caribbean, in the United States, in Africa, and they're always saying about a mass party. What do you mean? I said, every African in the world inside our party. She said, are you going to get that? I said, that's what I'm working for. And if I don't get it, my granddaughter going to get it. But I'm working for it. Her disbelief comes from the fact that capitalism tells us that, well, you can be scientific about everything except human nature. That people are so different, they have such different tastes, such different tra-la-la-la, that you can't bring them together under the same roof. This is a lie. We will never tire of saying it. Capitalism does not lie some of the time. It lies all of the time. When it tells the truth, it's a result of a double lie. It's a logical fact. It's a logical fact. So capitalism has this belief that you can't organize all the people around the same thing. That's not true. You can organize all the people around one thing, truth. Now, what capitalism will try to make it appear as if the truth is not one truth, but anybody can have the truth. This is stupidity. Nobody's born with the truth inside of them. If they were, they wouldn't need to live. We come to know the truth from outside of us. Some people think that they know the truth because they were born to know the truth. That's a lie. You know the truth from constant struggle against lies. That's how you know the truth. Constant struggle against lies. For example, they try to make it appear as if we Africans will not arrive at uniting ourselves even the question around our identity. Well, you may call some of them Africans, but some call themselves black, some still call themselves colored, that's fact, they do that. But this is because they've been miseducated by a system which seeks to keep us divided, and this is the truth. And this is it. Obviously, we cannot be, all of us, so many different things. We must be one thing. Of course, for our party, there's no question. As for the United African Movement, we're Africans. End of discussion. End of discussion. This struggle is not an easy struggle. The struggle to go from Negro to black was a difficult struggle. Capitalism did everything to roll it back. He even had us confused. I'm not black, look at me, I'm brown colored. Yes. I'm not black, I got Indian blood in me. What nonsense they didn't have us say just to run away from the truth. We told them then, It is more difficult to go from Negro to black than it is to go from black to African. Many people criticized us for our efforts. Oh, in the 1970s, we had our last press conference. We said, we're going to put the word Africans on the lip of every African in America, and we're not going to use the capitalist media press. And we have done it, and we have not used the capitalist media press. As a matter of fact, the capitalist media press, in trying to stop us from going to Africans in America, tried to throw out African Americans. They did it. We saw the whole scene. It's our job. We followed it carefully. Of course, they want to say African Americans. Of course, that keeps us exactly where we are. If you're African American, you're not the same like an African Kenyan. And certainly not the same like an African Brazilian. And certainly not the same like an African Trinidadian, etc., etc., etc. But once you're just African, ain't no question. Ain't no question. You African, yeah, where you were born? Trinidad. You African, yeah, where were you born? Uganda. You African, yeah, where were you born? Egypt. You African, yeah, all Africans. Once you have proper identity, one of your biggest problems is solved.
Mr. Deity.
Oh, it went silent. What happened?
Minute by minute. Hour by hour. Hour by hour. You lose your history. You lose your history. You lose your power. You lose your power. Minute by minute. Minute by minute. Hour by hour. Hour by hour. You lose your faith. You lose your faith. You lose your power. You lose your power. If it is to be. If it is to be. It's up to me. It's up to me. I feel good about myself. I feel good about myself. I feel good about the people around me. I feel good about the people around me. I feel goodness all around me. I feel goodness all around me. And it will follow me for the rest of my life. And it will follow me for the rest of my life. Cause I walk with good. Cause I walk with good. And I talk with good. And I talk with good. And I am good. And I am good. And that feels real good. And that feels real good. Good, better, best. Good, better, best. Never let it rest. Never let it rest. Until your good is your better.
Till your good is your better.
And your better is your best.
And your better is your best.
Black people.
Black people.
You were once great.
We are great.
You shall be great again.
You shall be greater still.
Lose not faith.
Lose not faith.
Lose not courage.
Lose not courage.
Go forward.
Go forward.
Uplift the race.
Uplift the race.
Harambe. 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 Harambe.
All right, we are up. And once again, Harambe, let's pull together and let's have this conversation. Let me send out, I forgot to send out the message on our Discord channel. So family, if you're not part of the Discord channel, especially the general text, we are live with tribal quotes. Tribal quotes. It's tribe time. I should have put that in the hashtag. Tribe time. You know what I'm saying? Tribe time. Hashtag tribe up. All right, family, let's get it started. Let's get it started. We are here. We are live. Man, I am in the black cave, being the black man, doing the black thing, living the best I can, making my way out of no way. But hey, family, it's time for us to build. It's time for us to build. It's time for us to build. I want to thank y'all for the support that y'all been giving. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Become one of our G&J media supporters. And speaking of that, let's get it.
To have melanin embedded in our skin is again. Oh my gosh, when I say too black, you say too strong. Too black? Too strong? Yeah. We were born to be great. Oh my gosh, when I say too black, you say too strong. Too black? We were born to be great.
AYIMBUBE is an acronym, Mind, Body, and Universal Balance Empowerment Institute. It is also Zulu. It means lion, of course. With that, we're working with resiliency. We're working with trauma-informed care. With all of the mind-body connections that we need to not only address so many of our ills, but also to heal from them. There's no one giant step that does it. It's a lot of little steps. Author unknown. How do you regulate? Yoga, meditation, and AYIMBUBE. Mind, body, universal balance, empowerment. We're waiting for you. How do you regulate?
And for Spreaker, Spreaker family, commercial's almost over. Be patient, it's almost over. Don't go nowhere. Download it still, please. Thank you very much.
Women, but the most important goddesses were black, not just for the African now, in the civilization of the Greek. The Greek was so profoundly affected by the Africans that the goddess of chastity was a black woman, Artemis. The goddess of wisdom was a black woman, Minerva. The goddess of beauty was a black woman, Diana. And many mythological figures which were critical to the vision of history, the history of the Greeks in the Odyssey. The woman who has the power to draw Odysseus and all his crew into her
The warrior
is
learns the way
Circe,
of value.
who is represented as a black woman with African features on the Greek vases. The woman who helps Jason win the golden fleece is a black woman, Medea.
Get more information at Lady Warriors.
The woman who marries Perseus, the Greek hero, is
A
a
lot of y'all be asking for rice special for young ladies, and we have the perfect answer for you. LadyWarriorsRP.com. After 75 years of experience in organizing in our community, the Baba of the Tawi family village has put together 11 steps for consideration for empowering African-centered organization. Penned by Elder Mariba Kelsey, this special report presents you with questions that can help you solve some of the problems in organizing our people. Get more information at MaribaKelsey.com. Get more information at MaribaKelsey.com. There we go. Now it's time for us to kick it and have a good time. I got my coffee, got my cola nut in my mouth. Man, it's about to go down here, Gianni Journey. About to have that conversation, a real conversation. Hold on. Let's go to the receipt screen so those people that donate know the work that we're doing. Y'all like, we've seen these pictures before. More pictures is coming. We got some events coming up. Of course, we got DigiFest. And might not be able to get a lot of pictures there, but I mean, it's going to be a lot of people doing different things, so I think we might be able to get some pictures. But then also, going to have a camping trip coming out. What? Yeah. Yup. We already reserved the space. And I know we got at least one popping off on about the weekend of August 7th. Lord have mercy. But family, I need to remind you, you are now standing in the congregation of the mighty, the home of the stubborn minority, the place where your hustle builds muscle. This is Gianni Journey Media. This is the Heart of December production, and right now we on Tribal Quotes. I am your host, Brother High Tim, and we gonna chop it up. And it's the Heart of December production. Where we strive to blow up your old paradigm. All right, let's get it. All right, so let's pull out the book. The book right now is African Openings to the Tree of Life. The African Openings to the Tree of Life. Now, we have a workbook coming out, and we will be available. Of course, all those that are G&J Media supporters and tribe members will get it for free. But we have a workbook coming out. Of course, you need the original, but of course, we got a workbook that's going to come out to allow you to explore the deepness of this book. All right, so now let's get to the Proverbs for the day so I could get y'all up out of here. Huh? Come on. All right, we got a guest reader today. We got Miss Gina. Let me put her on the big picture. Come on. Come on now, it ain't time to be shy. We own that one right there. Hold the book. Hold on. Let me put it up to your mouth.
The street to opening every door is in its boat. Say the knowledge holders. The boss prescribes the exact medium.
That's right. Read it again.
The street to opening every
The
door.
secret.
Oh, the secret to opening every door is in its own boat, say the knowledge holders. The boat prescribes the exact medium.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. That one gets the lightning strike. You want to read the next one?
Yeah.
All right. The next one is right below it. Go ahead.
And the original name is the original
Essence.
essence, say the knowledge holders.
One more again. Read it again.
And the original name is the original
Essence.
essence, say the knowledge holders.
Read it again. You got to get it so that it's not broken, so that the people can understand it. Go ahead.
And the original name is the original essence, say the knowledge holders.
Uh-oh. That was good. Now you going to read the third one?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The true temple is the holding place of cosmic law, say the knowledge holders.
Go ahead, read it again.
The true temple is the holding place of cosmic law, say the knowledge holders.
Cosmic law. All right, let's get it. All right, family, it's time for us to have our discussion. I'm going to put on my headphones so we going to get down into this. The black line is open. The black line is open. Number is 614-556-4535. Let me go and type that in. 614-556-4535. Put it on Instagram. Call-in number is 614-556-4535. Let's get it. All right. Now, don't be shy tonight, because it's y'all out there. I know y'all out there. So, y'all heard Gina read them. I'm going to read them again just with a little bit of authority. Now, my baby's getting to a point where she's going to be able to read with authority, because as I get older and she get older, I will phase out. And more than likely, Gina, one of my kids, might take my place, unless they're going to let somebody else come up and snatch it up. So, for those that are new to the show, what we do here, we take these gems of wisdom and we polish them in our mind. First, we dig them out. We call it wisdom mining. We dig them out. We pull out the wisdom and we apply it to our lives, and we apply it to what's going on in the world today. Because if you look deep in yourself, you'll start realizing that nothing that we are going through is new. Our ancestors have been through all of the struggles that we are going through right now. And all we got to do is plug into that wisdom, plug into that wisdom to get ourselves up out of any mess that we might find ourselves in. Family, it's time to tribe up. And these proverbs are one of the things that can help us. This is part of the language, the lingua franca, as they say, or whatever, how they say it. You know what I'm saying? The central language, the folk tales, the proverbs, and the quotes are a way that we'll be able to communicate and make it difficult for those that are outside of our culture to really be able to get in and cause any disruption. Because you're going to know when you say a proverb, a person look at you like, what? You be like, oh, man, this dude ain't part of the culture. This lady ain't part of the culture. This is one of the way we lay borders, these mental borders, because before we can actually start getting the physical borders, we have to go on and first erect the mental borders. What makes us unique as a group? What makes us powerful as a group? We got to be able to identify that. What is ours? Where's our intellectual territory? What is our intellectual territory that people can't trespass upon? That if you outside the culture, you can't You can't be questioning that. You don't deserve to even ask those questions. Go on about your business. We're not responsible. We're not responsible for asking you or answering your questions because you're not qualified to ask the questions. I know a lot of y'all gonna get offended by that, but that's just the way it is because that's the way other people's cultures are. That's the way culture is. There's certain conversations that you have and certain ways that you have conversations that those that are outside the culture cannot participate in. A language, a lingua franca, a border, a mental border, where you are able to go back to the root of who you are and from the lessons that you learned from when you was young or from when you was brought into this tribe. You always be able to reflect on. All right, so let's get to it. Here we go. The secret to opening every door is in its bolt, say the knowledge holders. The bolt prescribes the exact medium. Number 2, the original name is the original essence. My fault. In the original name is the original essence, say the knowledge holders. Last one, the true temple is the holding place of cosmic law, say the knowledge holders. All right. First, before we do that, my daughter brought my glass. We're going to sip on us some of this grape. I've been thinking about this all day. Some of this grape ginger ambrosia. Y'all hear my daughters trying to get on air. You hear them, and because they was, I ain't going to say they was quiet before this, but they always get loud during my show because they don't think I'll get with them while I'm on my show. They don't realize that I will send y'all to the save, to the I'll be right back screen and tear their asses up. I'm just saying. I ain't playing. We don't play here, Giammi Journey. It's real life here. Ooh. Lord have mercy. All right, here we go. Man, that ginger is cutting in this. Wow. All right. So somebody out there, anybody out there, post up a number between 1 and 3. 1, 2, or 3. Type in the number 1, 2, or 3. Let me know which proverb you want to hit on first. Which proverb do you want to hit on first? It's all on you. So what you going to do? Or you can call in 614-556-4535. The number is 614-556-4535. Don't let me have all the fun, because I love giving my opinions on these. Don't let me hog up all the time, because I'll do it. Y'all know I was born to talk. I'm going to put on a mask and go out and find a barber shop. I'm going to have to go find my barber. Because my hair, it's almost getting long enough. I don't need a part now. I'll be able to throw in my Frederick Douglass. So somebody type in number 1, between 1 and 3. Come on now. You can do it. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Or, matter of fact, we'll do it like this. Vicky. Oh, she acting like she's asleep. Cleveland. Yeah. Pick a number between 1 and 3. 2. Okay. We're going to start with the second. Ooh, good choice. In the original name is the original essence of the knowledge holder. All right. Looking at this one. This was one of the ones that kind of hit me because in a lot of myths, you hear about the importance of the name. The name, right? The name of something. In the Bible or in the myth of the Bible, you have the story of Adam receiving the power over all things on earth because he named them. The Creator gave him the ability to name, and by naming it, he was able to, in a sense, control it, right? And in certain cultures, there's a myth that says that if you hear your name called. It's like certain spiritual people, certain witches or negative beings that they could get control of your soul if you respond to your name. Your name is one of the most powerful things about you because it kind of helps define you, or at least that's what it's supposed to do. And it's a call sign for you. It gets your attention. So in the original name is the essence, is the power. When you learn the true name of something, right, regardless of the disguise, like for example, you can see some of the thuggiest motherfuckers out here. My name is Murder Pook. And their mama come out and be like, Cedric! They respond. You understand what I'm saying? In the true name, in the original name is the original essence, right? There's a reason why you were named a certain thing. It's a reason why your people were named a certain thing. And I want you to realize that this proverb is close to my heart because it aligns with my birthday. Kujichagulia. Self-determination, the ability to define myself for myself. One of the first things, if not the first thing, actually the first thing that was taken away from us was the ability to define. When you name something, you define it. Let's say that again. When you name something, you define it. And usually the only thing that could name something is its owner. So when you name something, you are the owner, or you are the possessor of the thing. And as you train that thing to respond to the name that you gave it. So it says the original name is the original essence. If you are able to get hold of the original name of something, you can control it. This is why one of the myths in a lot of ancient societies is that you keep your name secret. You hear, like for example, you hear in the myth of Ra that the reason that Aset was able to rise above all the other gods because Aset was able to extract the name of Ra, his real name. Ra was like his street name. Ra was his earth name, but there was a name that lay up under there. And by Aset being able to call his true name, she was able to extract a large amount of power. You hear the same thing as this myth about Kemet. You know what I'm saying? Outsiders weren't allowed to, you know what I'm saying? You didn't allow them to see how to spell the name, KMT. You take out the vowels. You want to hide the vowels because in the vowels represent the soul of a word. When you know the name of something, you are able to grab its soul and take control of it. And what this proverb is teaching us, that in the original name is the original essence. If you get to the original name, it means basically to get to the bottom of the problem. Because, like, for example, we can look at this whole incident with George Floyd just at the surface, right? We're not getting down to the original name, because once we get to the original name of what it is, right, we not only solve the problem that conflicted George Floyd, but we will solve the problem of everything around. This is why when Neely Fuller was going around talking about white supremacy, you know, right now the word is popular. But when Neely Fuller first brought that word out, there was a lot of pushback about that word. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to say from my experience, the first time I really heard the term white supremacy being used in the way that it's being used now was through Neely Fuller's camp. And when he first came out with it, people wasn't comfortable with it. Why you call it that? But what he did was he was able to get down to the essence of what the problem was. He was able to call it by his name, and because he was able to call it by his name, he was able to bring groups of people together so that they could really see what the real problem was, because they was calling it something else. They were saying it was just racism. You know what I'm saying? They were saying economics. It's politics. But when he got down to the name of it, you start seeing that all those were layers within it. And by properly naming something or finding that name, you get to the essence of it. And when you get to the essence of it, only by getting to the essence of something, getting to the deep inside of it, can you actually make change. Being able to possess the name of a being or a thing actually gives you power over it. Many of us are scared to recite the name of what it is that's bothering us. We don't want to say the name. As a matter of fact, in modern myth, right, the bad guy in the movie Harry Potter, you know what I'm saying? Part of the punishment for him was that they took his name and they said, he who cannot be named. Took his name, right? Took his name. So we have to understand that this is a motif that's not only been demonstrated in myth, but it's been demonstrated throughout time. One of the first things that shocked me when I was younger and Roots first came on is the importance of them taking the name Kunta Kinte and making him respond to the name Toby. Y'all remember that scene? I still tear up when I see that scene. What's your name, boy? Kunta Kinte. What's your name, boy? And they took his name. Because your name, guess what it connects you to? It connects you to your culture. It connects you to the operating system of your people. And if I can change the name, I change your operating system. If I change the name, if I change your name, I change the operating system. We can see this all the time. We could see this all the time. How many, because really, just really think about how many of y'all done seen somebody that you know, they were nice when you first met them and all this, and then all of a sudden they start hanging with other people, and they gave this individual a nickname, and because he's responding to the new operating system that goes with that name, because he's plugged into another culture, he's almost a totally different person, right? They become a totally different person until you snap them back into their name. Be like, nigga, hold on, time out. Leroy, hold on. You know, I know they call you killer here, but don't you forgetting who you are. You know what I'm saying? But, and that's something that I learned in Capoeira. See, like in Capoeira, when you enter the Hoda, you know what I'm saying? Which represents the universe, which represents the world. It's a very deep art. If you ever get an opportunity and you see them out there singing, when they're singing, they're creating a whole world in which the two fighters represents the two polarities of that world coming together and working, in a sense, working together or in opposition to create that reality. And the song, and they doing it on top of the song. And the maestre is creating the foundation upon which they say, well, anyway, hold on. Anyway, in Capoeira, one of the things that you get after you've really been in it for a while is that when you go into Capoeira, one of the things they give you is a war name. They give you a war name to protect you when you go into the Hoda. And everybody in your Capoeira group starts referring to you as your war name, because that protects you when you go in, because it shows that you're a part of the culture and you have a name that protects, and it highlights your skill to remind you and to warn your opponent. Please understand, family. When we talk about, when our ancestors talk about in the original name is the original essence, when we get to the name of something, when we name it, we can take possession of it. So a lot of people be like, the name white supremacy mean no, but what that does is, because we came up with that concept and we use that concept, we have control of it, and we can see what it is. We can identify what it is, and because we can start controlling it. I mean, because I used to argue the name all the time, but then, you know, after getting slapped down so many times, people be like, you don't want to call it white supreme. What do you want to call it? Because right now in your life, it's supreme. It controls your life. No, it don't. And I'll be like, well, I control this. Oh, but, you know, and by the time they got done with me, I was like, damn, this shit is all pervasive. How do we battle it? Now. You see? You see, by us being able to look at it, name it, define it, now we're able to see what it is and see what it really is and start being able to come with strategies to battle it. But if I don't have the word for it, because listen, I mean, it's so deep that if you don't have a name for something, in many cases, right, you might not be able to understand it. And in some cases, it gets so deep that if it's beyond you, you don't even see it. It don't even fit into your reality. So this whole naming thing is so much deeper than just about you. It's about your environment. It's about your life. How many things are plaguing you in your life and causing problems in your life, and you have no name for it, no definition for it? You can't call it out because you just are able to feel the effects. You can't see the cause because you don't have the words to describe what it is. That's how many of us are reacting. This is why you got certain people in the street. You got other people that's been doing this for a long time. It's like, yo, I'm gonna chill for a minute. Right? Because people that are reacting to the effect because they have not run into the problem of trying to define the cause. What caused this? Oh, I know what that is. I know the essence of that. We got to go about it in a different way. But, yo, everybody plays their role. Somebody on the line. Who calling in? Who this? Welcome to G&J Media.
Greetings. This is Regina Alison.
What's up? Oh, this your day today, ain't it? This your day, ain't it?
It is my day. Yeah, it is my day.
Go ahead. You want to join the conversation, or you just listening in?
I do. So I'm listening in, and I was really intrigued by the second proverb, and was hoping that we would start with that one. And it reminds me a lot about some of the teachings of KRS-One. And he has a number of videos where he talks very specifically about the power of naming.
Right.
And so I really liked everything that you had to say about how knowing the true name gives you power over something or someone. But then alternatively, he talks about, and you touched on this, the idea of naming yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And how you really create your own identity, your own reality, based on the name that you give yourself.
Word.
And so in comparison, he kind of talks about his name being Christopher versus knowledge reigns supreme over nearly everyone. And so what does that mean as you're introducing yourself?
Right.
You know, like, hi, I'm Christopher, or hi, I'm knowledge reigns supreme over nearly everyone. And then like, oh, okay, well, what exactly does that mean? And he also, in this series, the series is about future, so it's his future.
Right. I checked it out. A real good series.
It is. It's awesome. He said he also specifically talks about how the human mind physically cannot see or comprehend something it doesn't have a name for.
Word.
And so just, when you mentioned that, I wanted to chime in because that really resonated with me. And I think that's important. And in my personal journey right now, that's just the space that I'm in, like really naming myself. And some days, it's like a fun exercise where it's like, who am I today? What does that mean? So in my business is Research Pro. So what does that mean that I'm the Research Pro? And sometimes I do like fun, like I'm the Don Dada of data. I'm the champion of charitable giving.
Right.
And so kind of taking that hip hop culture and applying it to my work is a fun exercise for me.
Because now,
that what you were saying.
Now, what KRS-One also talked about with hip hop is that hip hop is a reemerged ancient culture, ancient African culture, and part of the things that we did was in naming a child, you help set his destiny. This is why we talk about the day names. This is why, you know, when we doing our toast, we talk about the day we was born on, because it helped give you a foundation. Not the final foundation, because you're always going to end up defining yourself, but it gives you something to work with rather than a mystery. Back in the day, children knew what their name was, and understood what their name and the responsibility that came with that. And what was crazy about that was that as they got older and they went through their rites of passage, they would come back home with a different moniker.
Yeah.
Because they served a different purpose in the community. Nowadays, we just look at the name and it's like, it's just something that's cute. It's just cute. No. I just like the name. No. You know what I'm saying? I named Cleve after my grandfather, but I made sure that in my mind, when I was blessed with the opportunity to name him, that I had defined it. I defined the name so that when Cleve finally got to a point where he wanted to talk about his name, if he ever made it to that point, you know what I'm saying, I would be able to have that discussion with him. You understand what I'm saying? Because in the name is the original essence. And what I was thinking about when I named him after my grandfather, but my grandfather didn't know what his name meant. So I looked it up and I started applying what it meant for my son and my community. You know what I'm saying? That's how we used to do things. And once again, now there's a movie called I cannot remember the name of the movie, but it was about, oh my God, oh man, this is a cold movie. But anyway, it was about how quantum physics and how you see the world. It's called, I can't remember it. But anyway, in the movie, they talked about how when Christopher Columbus first approached the islands, that the people couldn't see the boats. All they could see was the imprint of the boats on the water. And they couldn't see the boats because they didn't have a word for it. So the only person that was able to see it in that community was one of the shaman who went to the beach every day and just focused on it and focused on that point to eventually he was able to see it. And in seeing it, he was able to name it. But by that time, it was too late. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us are running around dealing with issues in our lives that we don't have any name for. You know what I'm saying? And getting beat up. Because, I mean, it's just like with the law, too. Because think about it. When you go to the courts, they speak a whole different language. You know what I'm saying? You walk up in there and they talking about terms and ideas that you didn't even use. Like, damn, I didn't even know that. You know, like ignorance of the law is not an excuse. What? What did this motherfucker say when he just fined me $500? What? I didn't. No, I don't know. Don't work in court. They don't speak that language. You know what I'm saying? You're responsible. Go ahead.
Some ways that applies to us personally, and I think it was Baba Wakesa that brought this knowledge to us about the idea of three emotions, you know, mad, sad, and scared. It was either you or Baba Wakesa. I think it was him.
It was him. That's where I got it from.
And so when you talk about kind of we get caught up, the things we get caught up in day to day, we get caught up in our emotions and we don't really even know what that real emotion is to address it.
Right.
And we just stay in that state of distress.
Because we don't know.
We can't name it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we are not able to.
That has really helped me.
Right.
That has helped me to
How
be
you
able
feeling?
to step back and say, really, what am I feeling? Am I mad, sad, or scared? So, and then like we go through those exercises. If I'm mad, what was the violation? If I'm scared, what is the threat? If I'm sad, what was the loss?
What was the loss?
And really identifying that, and especially the loss part, because then I usually end up really realizing I didn't really lose.
Man.
You know, it was just a perceived loss.
A perceived
And
loss.
then,
Right.
yeah. But really having the identity and the language to say and being able to name it and say this is what it is.
And remember,
That's important.
when you're able to name something in your life, you're able to conquer it.
Yeah.
I mean, even think about Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous. Until an individual is able to be able to name the truth that I am an addict, they are not able to get over their shit. In the Giammi handbook, one of the things I got is that many of us are recovering white supremacist addicts, and we treat white supremacy like an addiction. You first got to admit that you got a problem before you are able to solve it. And you got to name the problem. You got to be bold about the naming of the problem so that you can so that you can face it. Many of us are in denial of the fact that this problem even exists. So we sit around and once again, because like I said, until Elder Wakesa came, it's like, I mean, I'm still struggling with the emotional piece, but as a man, my emotional spectrum, my ability to even describe what I'm feeling, right? And when Elder Wakesa said, as a man, you know what I'm saying? You revert to anger because that is the only thing you really been taught about emotions. Because the only one I could define is anger. So I lose something and I get mad.
Yeah.
I'm mad, and because mad is the only thing that I know, but now I could name it. Damn, I'm not really mad because I could talk to her. Damn, I'm not really mad because there's no violation. You know what I'm saying? I'm sad because they're lost. I'm scared because there's a threat. But the only way I was able to really deal with it was with the words that I had. I was taught that I was supposed to be mad. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be mad. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and it's crazy when you really look at the simpleness of what I mean, this is ancient shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because the whole piece about magic is being able to know the secret names of things. If you look in the ancient lore, it's all about being able to know the true names of things so that you can control them. The Kabbalah is about learning the true names of the angels, and then even in the Hebrew tradition, the true name of God held power. And when you possess that name, you were able to yield or wield certain powers. But we don't. We think that's just. It's just comic book shit. We think that it's just myth. But many of us are losing control of our lives because we are not able to name what in the hell is going on around us. This, once again, why it was so hard for a lot of people when Neely Fuller first came. I ain't going to say first came out because it was long before I was born. But when it first hit our circle and they came out with the term white supremacy, we flipped the fuck out. Y'all got to get up out of here with that shit. Ain't no supremacy here. No. You're missing what we're saying. No, supreme means higher. We're putting a name on what's affecting you. And until you deal with the real name of it and really understand what's going on, you're constantly going to be chasing your tail. You're not going to be able to understand anything else because you are caught in an illusion. You're calling things by the wrong name. I said, wow. I said, Lord, have mercy. You know what I'm saying? As I matured, I'm like, wow, okay, I'm starting to see what Neely Fuller was talking about. I'm starting to see what, and it blew my mind. I said, damn, I really see it now. But it's unfortunate I got to be 35, 40 years old before I was able to get it. I was introduced to it at 18. My fault, 19, because I wasn't in college till 19. So, all right, family, call in 614-556-4535. Join the conversation. I want to thank you for being here on the journey with us. I have a Yah born here, Ujamaa baby on her day. This the only reason she came out, because she wanted to show out on this day. That's all it is. Got me.
That's not true. That's not true. I was hoping you would start with number 2, and I really wanted to chime in on that because that resonates with me so much on my journey right now. So, and I've held the phone long enough, so I'm going to hang up the phone and go back to watching on YouTube.
Yes, ma'am. Now, but also remember, because one of the reasons that you're good at what you do is because you are able to define, you get to the essence of it because you know what you do. You know what I'm saying? When you start talking about how you say philanthropy, and you,
yeah,
and wait, hold on, Sasha, I'm so glad you rich. You're just standing on top of a tablet. It's real life here at Giammi Journey. My kids just feel, you know what I'm saying? But you are able to name it, and you have defined it in a way to where we understand that this is not just something that rich people do. And I want to thank you for that because, because we really didn't have a name for some of the stuff that we've been seeing going on in our community for a long time because we wasn't rich. Well, you're saying this is something that everybody can do. And I really appreciate that from you because you are taking the power of my day and applying it to your day's power because you was born on a day that controls money and resources and how they flow.
Yeah, and I would push back on that just a little bit. It's not that it's something that everyone can do. I think really, for me, it's bigger than that. For me, I really want to make the point to my people that it's not just something that everyone can do. It's something that we already do. It's something that is inherent in us, in our Africanness. This is something that, just like the other bits of our culture have been extracted and twisted and pushed back on us in a convoluted way, this is another piece of our culture that has been extracted and exploited and then given back to us in a way that is to be used to our detriment. We are inherently philanthropic. We bring philanthropy to the world. And this is another reason why I'm really, really interested in finding a more culturally appropriate word for philanthropy, because that's very much a Greek word.
Yes, it is.
But I believe that it's something that they took from us, just like they took other things out of our ancient cultures. So it's not just something that we all can do. It's something that's in us. It is innately in us to give and to build and build together and to work to the benefit of others, to the benefit of the collective. That's innately in us. It's currently we participate in philanthropy. We think of it as elite,
right,
and as something for wealthy people. That's the exploited, convoluted version being fed back to us.
You know what it?
Our resources.
Know what it sound like?
Go ahead.
Ma'at.
Yes, and so I kind of landed on Ma'at because I couldn't come up with anything else, and I feel like Ma'at kind of encompasses it. But, and I also feel like, well, I don't necessarily need to know. I do kind of need to know the name of it because we're talking about that right now.
Right. And then also,
but at the same time,
how about the term? I mean, because now in Ma'at, reciprocity is a major piece, so maybe we might need to research the word for reciprocity. But it's some scholars out there that study the language of Medu Neter or study some African languages. If you could come up with a term that Sister Regina can use to express this idea, she wants to take the idea from the colonizers like we took the idea of the days of the week. She wants a word that she could use to define it that will plug this idea into our people so that when she's explaining it, it throws more power, because you control the essence because you named it. Or you put an old name up, and it's going to come to you. It's coming to you.
We've reclaimed it. So not only reclaiming the resources, but reclaiming the act, reclaiming the name. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Powerful.
So with that, I'm going to say I'm going to listen on YouTube now.
Okay.
I just didn't want to try to type all that into YouTube.
I understand. Hey, listen, I appreciate you calling in. I appreciate your voice.
All right.
And it's your day, so let's give it up for a family.
It is.
We got a Ujima born coming, showing off. Powerful. All right. So we have Miss M. Chuganji says, stop saying I can't breathe. We need a better way. So she's talking about this the whole way. I mean, because words create ideas, just like in a name, in a sense, create an idea. And we're throwing out these mantras, these words, these names for these concepts. And what she's talking about is stop saying I can't breathe, raising your hand, I can't breathe, and stuff like that, because what we're doing, in a sense, we're throwing out a mantra for what we don't want into the universe, right? So I hear you. Now, any pushback on that, by all means, call in. Let's talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, because these proverbs, like I said, it's wisdom mining. You don't have to agree with me. In fact, you might have the key that might save my life. You might call in with words of wisdom that might push me to go out here and or it might be that secret key that I needed to get up and just ascend. I'll just get up, walk out and go smoke a black a mile and just walk away with the angels because of the words that you might be sitting stingily on because you was shy. You stopping my ascension. Get up and get on that phone, 614-556-4535. You might have the words that might change the whole social structure in America because you wanna fall up under the name of shy. Stop it. Spells is nothing. And she say spell, it's a spell. And a spell is nothing but, I mean, hell, we spell words. It's a combination of words that basically name a situation. Come on now. We got questions coming in. If Elder Alone is listening, Cleveland is considered a warrior because he went through his rights. Well, part of his rights. He still got to wrestle a bear. He got to subdue an alligator. He has to stick his hand in a beehive and not cry. He has to roll over a bed of nails and then surf across broken glass and razors. We don't play in Giame. So Cleveland, if you listen, Elder Alona is considered a warrior at this point in time. But to be a full warrior, he's going to have to go and basically face death. What? Man, I slapped a bear in the face. I drowned the alligator. Now, I drowned the alligator. Yeah, I rolled across a bed of nails, and I jumped on razors, and they were scared, and they ran away from me. I'm a Giami man. I was born for greatness. What? I'm just saying. I mean, y'all, I don't know what y'all scared of. Well, anyway, let me get back to this. All right. I was answering the question of an elder that just texted me. Most of the young people that present Well, in Giame, we got Cleve, Juicy, and Tykees. They all did no. You didn't do an umblature, and you're not gonna do an umblature yet. You're not ready. So all right, let's move. We did number 2. All right, Gina, pick a number. You got 1 or 3. Which number?
2.
I said 1 or 3. Why you always do that?
1.
All right. The secret to opening every door is in his bolt. The secret to opening every door is in its bolt, say the knowledge holders. The bolt prescribes the exact medium. Simple wisdom. Simple wisdom. All right? The secret to opening every door is in the bolt. Now, the bolt, for those that don't know, the bolt is that piece that pushes that when you turn the key, it slides across into the hole. And it's the bolt that makes sure that if you're trying to push the door open, it's the bolt that connects the door to the frame. So it's hard to move the door. So in order to really open the door, you got to break the bolt. You got to break the frame, or you got to break the bolt. Now, within the bolt, there is something that pushes the bolt across. And it says, the secret to opening every door is in its bolt. If you find the weakness of where the bolt is held into place, right, you can find a way to open the door. Either by force, because it depends on where you kick. If you never kick the door open, hopefully a lot of my listeners haven't been door kickers, but I had to kick open a couple of doors, and it really depends on where you apply that force. All right, Instagram, I want to thank y'all for joining us. If you want to listen further, go to gnjmedia.live. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you like this on Instagram TV. I appreciate you for joining us. Peace. All right. So, in the original name, my fault. The secret to opening every door is in his bolt. In the bolt. Okay? So now, what you have to do, it says, say the knowledge. The bolt prescribes the exact medium, or what you're going to use. The bolt, how thick the bolt is, how strong the bolt is, how strong is the mechanism that holds the bolt in place. It prescribes the exact medium, what you have to use. So now, we can look at it from a physical perspective, and we also could look at it at the same thing in politics, the same thing in the military action, the same thing in economic action. What is the boat? Once again, our ancestors are using terms that we can use to help define the world that we are dealing with. And the reason that we lose in politics, the reason that we lose in economics, is possibly because we don't have the vocabulary, in a sense, the names of the things that are a real issue in our community. So it happens, and we feel the effect, but we can't identify the cause because we don't have the words to identify the cause. What we have to do is start identifying the bolts in our lives, the bolts in our community lives, the bolts in our tribal lives, the bolts in our personal lives. And the more we start developing these vocabularies, the better we will be able to deal with the situations. Because now we have an idea of what we need, so we know what to use. We know when to apply force, when not to apply force. We know when to call the expert or the locksmith, and when not to call the expert. Right? But a lot of times we get caught up because We think that the door need to be opened by force when all we have to do is figure out what is holding the bolt in place. That's what a locksmith do. A locksmith, when they come and they find they're able to get into the combination to or push the right small buttons. It's these little small buttons that's holding this bolt in place. And what they do is they get inside of the lock and they push the small button so that they could twist the bolt, releasing it and opening the door. Sometimes it don't take a lot of force. Sometimes it only take a little bit of technique. And family, what we have to do in Columbus is perfect our political technique. Is perfect our economic technique. Perfect our economic technique. Our social technique, our educational technique, our entrepreneurial technique, our because the sister just was talking about our meiotic technique, our it is not entrepreneur. The word, what's the word? What's the word, y'all? What's the word? Type it on the screen so I can see it. The philanthropic technique, right? The wealth building technique. Many of us, we don't have the words, we don't have the expertise, right? Because we never knew these things existed, right? How many of y'all went to college? And this happened to me. I went to college and they had a class where I had to go and explore careers. And they had different people come in and speak. And I did not know that there were so many necessary careers that made such good money that I had never knew existed. Many of us are missing money and stuff that we good at because we didn't even know that profession, or that there was even a profession for what we do. Right? You know what I'm saying? So the secret to opening every door is in this bolt. What's a door? A door is something that blocks one room. It protects a room, right? So in order to get into the room, for almost every room in your house, there's a door, and that door can be a barrier, right? So a door is a representation of possible barriers that might be in your life. What is the bolt that is holding many of these doors in your life in place? What is the medium? What is the exact medium that you need? What does the bolt prescribe that you need? Like prospect research. Laughing out loud. I'm paid to be nosy. I know lots of folks nosier than me who could be exactly. You understand what I'm saying? I remember one dude came and spoke to our class, and this is what blew my mind. And, you know, he came and talked to us. His job, he worked for the state, and his job was to go around and check deer poop. Because the state was interested in knowing what a deer's diet was and what they were eating. And he was making $85,000 a year. And I looked and I said, this man is getting paid for finding deer shit. That ain't real. I had to go to, I said, man, you stop playing. I don't know, I make about $85,000 a year. And this was back, because I went to college in 87. So I was in this class 87, 88, 89 at the latest. He was making about $85,000 then. For measuring shit. I'm like, oh my God. You mean there's people that does this? So yep. So these two kind of fit together. The original name, because if you don't have a name for it, you don't even know it exists. Because you don't know it exists, you don't even know what medium to use. You don't even know that you need a medium. All you see, matter of fact, you might not even see the goddamn door. Isn't that the story of some of our lives? We don't even see the door. I hope y'all ain't playing with food like that. Y'all playing with food. All right, family, I'm about to get up off here because my daughters is taking advantage of the fact that I'm here. My wife is asleep. It's going to be cries and gnashing of teeth up in the Giammi house because y'all think somebody. All right, I mean you can't run that fast. But hey, let's try to go through this last one. Now, family, please understand that these are my opinions. And this is when I got this far on my journey. What the world needs to hear is what your opinion and your ideas and the things that you have experienced that you can share with these. They done heard me down. This is our second or third time through this book. I'm just trying to let you know. You never know how what you have to say may affect those around you. You might say something that the people need. So don't be fearful of people's opinions about what you say in most cases. All right, but anyway, let's go on the last one. The true temple is the holding place of cosmic law. The true temple is the holding place of cosmic law. I'm gonna make this one short. The holiest place I have ever been has been sleeping under a tree, possibly in a tent. And even more deeper than that, the holiest place I have been has always been in nature. This is why I constantly strive to take young people out so that they can experience the nighttime without lights. Experience nature. Because out in nature, cosmic law is not only held, but you can see it in motion. No doubt about it. Cosmic law is happening all the time. Out there, inside a lot of these boxes that we go into, we have to create the situation for cosmic law to be in effect. But out there, you can see it. You can see it in the lightning bugs. You can see it in the fire. You can hear it in the crackling of the woods. You can hear it in the dense silence that comes with the nighttime. You can hear it as you're walking through the woods. But yo, if there's no callers or anything like that, I'm going to give y'all a couple minutes and I'm going to play some music. Let's see what we can play. All right. This might scare some of y'all away. This is some gangster music. I feel like hearing one of my little brothers. This is called Street Scriptures by O Scheme. I better not get no dingo scheme. I'm going to have to come up to Indianapolis and see your ass. All right. Excuse me. So it's going to be some cussing. So hold on.
Chill. Scheming this bitch. We don't play by rules. Wait a second. Okay, from the game I done learned so much. Don't abide by the code of the commandments, you will get fucked. I'm not hard, I'm just firm to the touch. Lessons learned like a STD, never burnt so much. I clutch my pistol like a Christian in Bibles. Hell bent on survival, hustling while I'm holding my rifle. 12 jurors judge a nigga in trials. One judge and a half-ass chance of how you sweating for miles. There's a chance I could go and get rich, so I'm sliding through through the corners in the race like the Tokyo Drift. Grime life got me holding the fifth. And riding in the fast lane got a nigga holding his dick. See, here's some bullets you can hold from the clip. And I got sweet aim, so I'm gon' leave a hole in your lip. Nigga, the streets is my family, my means to an end. Get rich, die trying, or get locked in the pen. Nigga, the game is my scripture, this pistol, my Bible. My tombstone is scripts, and it's all about survival. The streets is my family, my means to an end. Get rich, die trying, or get locked in the pen. What does it take to touch a man's soul? Before he get caught up in the game and get thrown in the manhole. What was it about his life that made him cold? What about stress? Does that take a toll? His heart, does that make him bold? Just sit back a minute, I'll let you know. Your experience makes you a vet, in other words, a professional. A lesson learned is a lesson sold. Chopping bullets, obliterate muscles and turn you into vegetables. Been running these streets all my life, homie. For mine, every time on the line, I done put my life on it. Against them C's, I put my mic on it. You need to catch up with your kind, no homo, you're not my type, homie. Can't see me, I'm out of sight, homie. I'm not the type to get caught up in the glamour, glitter, and lights, homie. Nigga, my life is what my rhymes like. The time right, I'm in the limelight, represent grind. Nigga, the game is my scripture, this pistol, my Bible. My tombstone is scripts, and it's all about survival. The streets is my family, my means to an end. Get rich, die trying, or get locked in the pen. I'm married to the game, for better or for worse. You niggas synthetic like the leather on her purse. I am authentic, natural, so genuine. You haters on your period. Niggas so feminine, don't believe in them. Ain't no beef, friend of him. Out for $1 million like chameleons, I'm blended in. Gone with the wind, homie. I'm in the wind again. Haters hate skin, they don't never want him to win. My attitude is I'm not losing. I'm running through the bumps, the scrapes and the bruises. I'm laughing cause you hating ass niggas so amusing. Clowns at the circus sent here for my amusement. My rhymes in the time of turmoil so soothing. Focused on growth, development, and improvement. The streets is the light, the very essence of my movement. And if you ain't street, keep it moving. Nigga, the game is my scripture, this pistol, my Bible. My tombstone is scripts, and it's all about survival. The streets is my family, my means to an end. Get rich, die trying, or get locked in the pen.
Shouts out to Nehemiah Israel. Thank you for joining us. Family, listen, I'm going to call it a night. You know, we talked about it. There wasn't too many callers, but shouts out to Sister Yara, Sister Regina, the research star, right? So, family, listen. Oh, Sister Regina, if you would, why don't you do a little commercial or something on your on one of your businesses and go and put it up here so I can have it on the road, because you see I be rolling. I'm trying to promote the family business. We gotta get some reciprocity rolling in our community. So in some form or fashion, I want to be able to to service everybody that's been supporting Giammi Journey. You've been supporting us from the beginning. Whenever we did the market, she was there. You know what I'm saying? So, I ain't got nothing but love for that. All right, family, listen. I will see you in the morning for the Daily Toast. I won't have a haircut. Maybe I have a haircut on Kaumba. I don't know. But, I did find a supplier for honey. I got my secret honey suppliers because I was going to these stores and they was falling short. And I don't know why I ain't been going to this, but I know why. Because in order for me to get the discount, I got to buy a large quantity of honey, man. And as you see, my daughters is out of control, and my wife like honey, and they find reasons to go into my shit, and I just can't have a mess with my honey, right? So I like to buy it in small bottles so that I go measure it and stuff like that, but I'm gonna have to buy a large quantity because the stores ran out. And you're like, well, brother, why you talking about honey? Because I have pre-orders already for the next batch of ambrosia, and I gotta get it ready. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like, what's crazy is people have already started sending in the money, and I'm sitting up here like, oh my God, this ain't happened like this before. So now I got the brew, right? So So the next batches is gonna be I'm doing a ginger by itself. Somebody has ordered a ginger, so I'm gonna do about 2 gallons of the ginger by itself. So we're gonna see how that rolls. But anyway, family, this is Brother Hatim. I want to say good night. I want to say thank you for the support. Make sure you like and share. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all been going off with the shares, family. I'm telling you, when we get double-digit shares, we get triple, and eventually we're going to be reaching quadruple numbers, right? Because y'all been hooking me up. I've been getting like 176 views on certain videos, and I'm like, and I know some people like 176. I get that in the first 3 minutes. I'm like, yo, I'm just blessed. I got a hell of a group that's behind me. Guess my update turned off my Twitch notification, so I'm late. Yeah, bro, we on our way out. So you catch the rebroadcast, you got to check your Discord. You on Discord. You done learned how to use Discord. I texted out today. So my kids is showing off, and I got my comb. I don't need a belt. I got the comb. Y'all, how many of y'all remember? See, they don't see these young kids. They don't understand, right? 'Cause back in the day, you used to get your ass with whatever was around. My kids don't understand. They think I'm playing. My daughters especially, right? How many of y'all remember the power of the comb? All right. Now your update ain't turned off. Or maybe it is, because there's some strange stuff going on with Twitch right now. But family, I'm out. Unless y'all got something else y'all want to talk about. I'm at y'all service at this point in time. But I done play. Don't make me play another one of my little brother's songs, right? Because you know he cusses up. But I love that song. That song, you know. Oh, you turned off the Discord notification? Yeah, because it can't get it. You need to. Yeah, I understand. All right, but anyway, all right, family. This is Brother Hatim, reminding you are now standing in the congregation of the mighty, the home of the stubborn minority, the place where your hustle builds muscle. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Of course, you know this has been the daily. No, I forgot where I'm at. This is Tribal Quotes. Of course, you know this is a Heart of a Simple production, where we strive to blow up your old paradigm. See you in the morning. Peace, family. Yo, thank you for joining us. Right? And I'm thrilled to announce the fact that we are now releasing our first free e-course. Come and learn about Gye-Nyame Journey. See some of the stuff we do. Come and join the tribe. Tribe up with us and check out the free e-course. We'll make sure that the URL pop up right about here. And it'll probably be somewhere in here. Check us out, family, because we are building. Come and learn about Gye-Nyame Journey, and let's build together.